Have you ever seen a stray animal around your neighborhood and then one day they're just gone? Ever wonder why their time on the streets is so tragically short? Well, let's follow the story of one such life. It's a story that's all too common. So picture this: an animal alone on the quiet morning streets. It never had a name, never had a home, but it had a life. And in this explainer, we're going to look at that life and all the reasons it was cut short. And this isn't just a one-off story. This is the reality for millions of animals. They're born into a world with absolutely no safety net, living day to day, never knowing if they'll find food or even if they'll make it through the night. To really get why their lives are so brief, we've got to go right back to the very beginning. Because from day one, it's not really about living, it's about pure survival. I mean, just look at the difference here. It is night and day, right? A pet is born into a warm, safe home. Its mother is well fed, and medical care is ready and waiting. A stray, on the other hand, is born into danger. Its mother is starving, and there's just no help in sight. The deck is just completely stacked against them from their very first breath. If the mother is malnourished, the babies have weak immune systems. No vaccines, no vet care. That means zero protection. They're immediately up against the elements and a constant, desperate search for food. The sad truth is, a lot of them don't even make it past the first few months. It's a brutal reality, really. Their life isn't about playing or growing strong. From the moment they're born, it is simply a struggle to make it to the next day. Okay, so for the ones who do survive those first few months, the fight just changes. It doesn't get easier. Now they're up against what you could call the street's silent killers, the daily threats that just relentlessly wear them down. And the biggest, most constant one? Hunger. I mean, can you imagine that feeling of not knowing where your next meal is coming from? Not for one day, but for every single day of your life. They're forced to dig through trash, eat things they shouldn't. And this isn't just about an empty stomach. It's a slow, grinding process that just breaks the body down over time. And that constant hunger, it's like the first domino to fall. It leads to weakened organs, which makes them susceptible to all kinds of diseases they could normally fight off. In their desperation for food, they might eat something toxic or spoiled. Every single day without proper food just chips away at their already short life. Then you've got the weather. For us, a blizzard or a heat wave, it's an inconvenience. We stay inside, turn up the heat, or crank the AC. For an animal with absolutely no shelter, it's a genuine life-or-death situation. It really is that simple and that brutal. A freezing winter can easily lead to hypothermia. A blazing summer sun can cause deadly dehydration. Rain, storms, wind. Without a safe place to go, the weather itself becomes a powerful enemy. Now, let's put those two things together. You've got a body that's already weak from hunger, and it's constantly exposed to the elements, so what happens when it gets sick? Well, for a pet, it means a trip to the vet. For a stray, it's often the end of the line. And that is the absolute tragedy of it all. We're not talking about rare, incurable diseases here. So many of these animals are dying from things that are actually simple and even cheap to treat. The only thing missing is a person to help them. The environment is hostile, for sure, no doubt about it. But there's another factor out there. One that's far more unpredictable and, in so many ways, so much more dangerous. And that brings us to maybe the toughest part of this story, the human factor, the role we play in the short lives of these animals. Think about what these words describe. These are little moments that happen every single day. A moment of carelessness from a driver, a moment of indifference when a door is slammed shut on a shivering animal, or worse, a moment of just outright cruelty. These moments create some very real dangers. There are the tragic accidents, like getting hit by a car. Then there's stuff that's much darker, intentional cruelty or poison left out. And let's not forget, so many strays started out as pets, only to be abandoned on streets they have no idea how to survive on. It leads you to a really difficult realization. While the hunger and the weather are constant threats, sometimes the most unpredictable and the most heartbreaking danger comes from the very people sharing their world. But this story of hardship and danger doesn't have to be the only story. That same human factor, it can be a powerful force for good. And it all starts with one single, simple act. Let's go back to our animal. After so many days of struggle, one day, something was different. After a whole life of being invisible, a bowl of clean water just appeared. And then a bowl of food. That's really all it takes. Just one person deciding to see this animal not as a problem, but as a living being that needs help. One person choosing to stop, just for a moment, and show a little compassion. And this gets to the very heart of the issue, doesn't it? Stray animals live shorter lives not just because of the hunger or the weather, but because they are completely and totally alone in their struggle. That loneliness, that feeling of being uncared for, that's the real problem. And that's something we actually have the power to change. It doesn't have to be some huge, dramatic gesture. Sometimes it's as simple as this. One bowl of food can be the difference between another day of suffering and a day of having a little strength. It can be that one act of kindness that shows an animal its life actually matters. So, what could a simple choice like that change on your street?